CHUCKY. Um, while the Mario movie is getting boatloads of money, and the critics are crying because, oh, it didn't have this, it didn't have that girl power. Yes, it did. It just wasn't shoved down our throats like the original script for this movie was. Do you want to know if you're not going to search up what was the original idea for this movie? I'll tell you right now. The original idea for this Super Mario Brothers movie was Mario being a fucking idiot and Peach saving his ass. Now look, I love Super Princess Peach, the video game. I do. But then have the same people that want to push Princess Peach as a badass still complain, oh, why is Princess Peach crying in her own video game? Oh, I'm sorry that she's crying and a plant is growing while she's crying and she can literally climb up because she ran down. She's a fucking waterbender, you dumb fuck. She has all the elements in that game. So when people talk, because that's what they care about. That's what they care about. They care about if a woman can stand up and stop the man into the curve. That's what it is. That's what we call the woke shit nowadays. They'll be like, oh yeah, you could be in the movie, but are you going to downgrade the men? No. Oh well, then we can't have you. Then we're supposed to downgrade the men. One of the reasons why Sony, well, not Sony, maybe Sony. I haven't heard anything from Sony. Sony's being quiet, as they should, because they're not doing good as well. What is it? Disney? For all the shit that they're doing from their movies and shows and all that stuff. Look, I love She-Hulk and all that, and I love some things that, that I watched and some of the Disney stuff and everything. Now, I know some people want to look at She-Hulk and be like, that woke shit, and I'm going to be like, no, it isn't. It really isn't. Because if it was that woke shit, She-Hulk would have let that thing happen of what happened of like that guy getting the She-Hulk powers and then about to fight her and shit like that. She would have been like, okay, then let's do this. Let me kick your ass or something. But no, she let that happen. But then a lot of people still going to complain about being like, well, to talk shit about her cousin saying that, oh, you don't know how it feels like. It's like, well, yeah, she's a woman. Women will go through it differently than a man does. It's the same thing with if a woman got touched and a man got touched. We have the same scenarios, but different perspectives and different versions. Because if you got inappropriate touch in your woman, that's different. If you got inappropriate touch in your man, that's also different. But it's still bad. Okay? So I don't know why you guys want to like spin this shit just to be like, oh, no, he's worse than I am. Please, me. And it's not just some of these stupid misogynist women. It's also some of these misogynist men that just want to have a woman in their bed. But it doesn't work because some of these misogynist women don't want sex. Why? Because they don't know how to have sex. They fucking never touched anyone to begin with. And no one doesn't want to touch them anyways because they have an attitude like this. They have an attitude of like, yeah, let's bring down the men. Well, good luck getting a baby daddy. Good luck getting pregnant. You just don't want to get pregnant because no one's not going to fuck you. Who wants to fuck a woman like that? Who wants to fuck a woman like beyond the trailer? No one doesn't want to fuck her. Seriously, who wants to fuck Grace? Seriously, raise your hand. After all the shit that you hear from beyond the trailer, her, do you really want to like think about, oh, if I met her on the street and try to get with her? Oh, after that, no. Women like Grace should not be a mother, should not be a parent, and should not be on the internet. And I'm not even a parent, but I grew up raising my little sister and my cousins, so I know what the fuck I'm talking about. Right? I had to grow up faster than mostly everyone around me, so fuck off with that shit. Seriously. So then another thing with the Mario movie is that, look, again, going back, I didn't mind, look, Peach in this movie, the movie that we got right now, Peach is amazing. I love the way that they did with Peach, and I love that, the whole dynamic with Peach and Mario and all that. They had good chemistry. Originally, that was not going to happen. because Illumination Films and Universal Studios thought, hey, everyone else is doing it, why not that? But guess what happened? Nintendo came in and they're like, you're not gonna fucking do this shit. This is our characters that you are using. Our characters that we created, not you. Now we're gonna take your shit and make it into ours. Now we have a good movie on hands. Now you're making money. It looks like we interfered and we did good. Because Nintendo knows their own characters. They make them. They make them. Remember the time when DC didn't know how to use their own characters? You look at that and you'd be like, what the fuck? At least Nintendo knows how to use their characters. And some of their characters they don't give a fuck about. Like Ness. And Samus. Except for that booty, though. You know they care about that booty. They don't care about her. They don't care about that armor suit, but they do care about that Zero suit. But I said before, if you're not Mario or Donkey Kong or Zelda, they don't give a fuck about you. But if you're part of their umbrella and someone's making a movie out of their product, they're not gonna be like, oh no, we're not gonna have a Mario 93 in our hands. Look, I love Mario 1993. I do. I will always love it. But the fact of the matter is, you can't ignore the fact that Nintendo was not happy with that. Nintendo wasn't happy about that. So, do you really think that Nintendo was going to make the same mistake? No. That's not learning. Nintendo's learning from their mistakes. Hollywood isn't. That's why they're dying right now. That's why right now there's a renaissance in Hollywood and in video games and in real life that's happening right now. And that goes to the spiritual stuff too, the real life stuff. But a lot of people are not noticing it. A lot of people are not noticing it. But yeah, you're noticing all the other good stuff with the renaissance that's happening with wrestling, movies, video games. You're noticing that. You're like, oh, cool, this is coming back. I wonder why. Because the world is literally changing. Physically changing. So you better be fucking happy that we're getting all this good shit. Because there's a lot of people here that don't want all this good shit because they're terrible people in real life. Look at Hollywood. Don't be like, oh no, that's not true. Look at Hollywood. Look at all the shit that you saw from Star Wars. All the shit from Ghostbusters 2016. Let's make a Ghostbusters movie shooting at a ghost at a vagina. Let's make that. I never thought of a million years making a Ghostbusters movie and shooting a ghost at their crotch, man or woman. I would have aimed it at their head. Like Thanos said, you should have gone for the head. So the fact that Nintendo saved this movie is a blessing in disguise, man. Look at if you want to know the full story, look at Midnight Edge. Shout out to that guy. Shout out to that channel. I've been with you since day one. Since day one. Amazing fucking channel. I can't highly recommend subscribing to that channel enough. So every time some shit like this happens, like with Star Wars or Disney or some other shit like almost happened to the Mario movie, they talk about it. You talk about here. He talked about Ghostbusters 2016. That's what put him on the map right there, baby. I say that right now. That's what put him on the map. The Star Wars and the Ghostbusters shit. The fact that Illumination and Universal. Let me look at you. You were going to make a shit movie, and you didn't admit it to yourself that you were going to make a shit movie, but Nintendo saw you were going to make a shit movie, so they stepped in and told you, fuck you. And you went shocked. You couldn't believe it. You were like, fuck you to us? What are you talking about? It's what we were supposed to do. It's like, no, motherfucker, these are characters we are going to protect. You're not going to make these characters Hollywood pieces of shit just because you're pushing an agenda. Other people happy in Hollywood just because, they want to feel good because they're not being represented. The reason that they're not being represented is because they're pieces of shit that should be dead. They should not be breathing that same air as you and me. I'm dead serious. That's why people like Grace are gonna die off. She's done. She's done. I hope you know that. She's done. She's done. And that's coming from a Corbin person. When we say it's done, it's done. Point blank and simple, it's done. It's done. It's done. She's done. She's done. Good luck, Grace, for having a job in YouTube now. You're gonna have to get a normal job. You know how everyone always complains about that shit. Oh, get a normal. I always argue with those people too. It's like, shut the fuck up, dude. You just complain because they making more money than you. Or you haven't figured out how to get rid of your stupid fucking pathetic job. That's why you piss. Too bad. Too bad. Too bad. You have no one to blame but yourself. Literally, yourself. So, what are you gonna blame? Your boss or your situation that you're in? Motherfucker, get out, idiot. So, that's what Nintendo did. Nintendo was just like, fuck this. We don't want to be in this situation. So, they saved this movie. Nintendo saved the Super Mario Brothers movie 2023. Wow. I'm glad they did. I'm glad they did. And I knew Nintendo stepped in to make this movie. Of course. Why wouldn't they? We all knew that they were going to make sure that this movie was good and not going to be what the 93 version was going to be. A mess. A mess. Again, going back, I love the 93 movie. Love it to death. Love it forever. But I know, look how Nintendo feels about it. You might feel different about it, but Nintendo feels something different about it too. So they don't want to make the same mistake. And again, going back, Universal Illumination almost did that. I'm getting redundant here, but it has to be said. Universal. It's funny. This movie came out, making a whole bunch of money, and Universal, you're getting praise right now. Universal, I hope you're listening to me. You are getting praise right now. People are literally saying you are beating Disney right now. And this is what you're going to do? Universal, all I have to say is, if I was Nintendo, I'm out. I'm out. I'm making my own fucking Mario movie that's going to come out in Japan, then come out in America with no fuck-ups. Because fuck you. I would have done that. If I was Nintendo, I would have done that. I would have done that. I would have. If I was Nintendo, I would have done that. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. I would have done that. Because Nintendo made these characters. Shigeru Miyamoto made these characters what they are. Some of them, not all of them, honestly. But these characters are what they are. And they made Nintendo what they are too. You mean tell me you're just going to grab it and then fuck Hollywood like you always do? Source? Imagine you doing that, Hollywood, to the Avengers when you wanted to make the MCU. Imagine doing that when you were making the first X-Men movies. For example, the people that made the X-Men movies didn't know nothing about X-Men. So what they did, they read the comic book. And when they read the comic book, they were like, they had so many ideas and other things, but at first, they looked at it and they were like, dude, we were going to make a shit movie. They literally looked at it and they were like, what the fuck? We were going to do something stupid. They saved themselves. And they knew they were going to make a shit product. So, what they did, they read the comic book first. Because they knew deep inside they were going to make a shit product. So they were like, fuck it, let's just see it. Let's just see it. You know, because Hollywood sometimes doesn't want to have a hassle of looking at the comics or paying for the comics just to look at some pages and they'd be like, all right, let's bring that to the screen. Hollywood is lazy like that. They really are. They really are lazy like that. But when a studio comes in that looks at it and be like, no, we have to do this shit. And look at X-Men right now. The first few X-Men movies that came out when we were kids, when the 90s kids, when we first watched those in the 2000s. We loved them. We loved them. Because they knew what they had to do. Be the call essence and be what it is. It didn't have to do none of it. The whole Universal. Like I said, if there's a fire, she's a danger and a stress now. She's looked upon as a pathetic woman now. You see the bullshit that I'm talking about? You see the stupid retardedness that these people fucking push out? This is why Hollywood is changing. And this is why people like Grace and people in Hollywood that all like her are gonna die off. And Hollywood right now has no choice to make something good. They have no choice but to make something good. And right now, also, I don't know why you almost fucked up, because now you're rolling in dough and Disney's looking at you as a competition. They're scared. Disney is scared. You should be happy. You almost did not get that. You should fire somebody for that shit. If I owned Universal and I knew that movie was gonna bomb, and then I got that all money, and now Disney is crying because now I can get a series going like an MCU, and I couldn't get that if this movie bombed, I'm firing the next person. I will fire the person that thought of that shit. And I would have told Nintendo, you know what to do? Write all the scripts. Write all the scripts. You know these characters? Write the script. Write the script. That's what I would have done. That's what I would have done. Seriously. In Universal, all you have to do is stand back and roll in money. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to do anything. Have Nintendo tell Illumination Films, yo, you gotta do this, don't do this, don't do this, do this, do this, do this, do this. And you just sit back, relax, wait till the movie comes out, and all of a sudden a flood of money comes to you. That's all you have to do is wait. All you have to do is wait, and you only need to do like, what, 2 or 3 meetings with Nintendo and Illumination Films, and then all 3 of you together. Then that's it. That's all you need to do. That's all you need to do. Why is it so hard for you, dumb motherfuckers? Why is it so hard for you? Because you want to make an agenda. And now that this movie is successful, what are you going to do now? What are you going to do now? Now you have no choice but to make a new good sequel to a movie. Now you have no choice but to make a good fucking franchise. Because people suspect for you now to make a good franchise out of this shit now. And Disney's looking at you and they're chewing their bits. They are chewing their fingers. The mouse, Mickey Mouse, he's pissed right now. He's about to fire some employees right now because he's pissed. He's pissed. He is. He's pissed. Why? Because right now Disney's literally thinking, that could have been my movie. That could have been mine. That could have been mine. Guarantee you. Guarantee you. So all of you companies that have this mindset of putting agendas in your movies, you gotta stop this shit. Because all you guys are on competition and you're killing each other when you're doing the same shit. You act like, oh, we'll survive. What are you talking about? What are you fucking talking about? You're just fooling yourself. Because you exactly don't know what the fuck is happening to this planet, by the way. I mean, you do. All these companies know. Why do you think the CEO had to leave, and then you had another CEO? Eventually, he came back, but there's a reason why he left. You guys gotta pay attention to that shit. When CEOs from big companies leave and then come back later, there's a reason for that. It's the whole shit with like there was supposed to be a meteor hitting the planet, then Obama went to a bunker. Remember that? Oh, you didn't hear that? Oh, that's not even a conspiracy. That's a fucking truth thing. But people wanna praise Obama and praise the other presidents. But yeah, when a disaster happens, they want to go underground and not tell nobody. Oh, but people will panic. Just shut the fuck up with that shit. Shut the fuck up with that shit. The only people that will panic is stupid and unenlightened pieces of shit that don't want to die, that think they're going to go to hell, that doesn't fucking exist. The fuck is wrong with you? Shit, that's childish. That's fucking childish. Seriously. Seriously, man. God. You know what my father would have said? My father would have been like, then we all die. Exactly. Then we all die. Motherfucker. Seriously, man. That's the type of mindset these Hollywood people are in. And that's the type of mindset a lot of people in the public are in too. They're fucking stupid and they're fucking and they can't learn anything from their ass. And they can't learn anything literally when they meditate. They can't even learn anything because they don't have a soul, they don't have a brain, and they don't care to learn. They don't care to learn. They rather learn from the stupid motherfuckers that we call scientists instead of learning in front of you that you are a scientist, motherfucker. It's the same thing with what Nintendo figured out. Be like, motherfucker, I don't have to fucking figure. I don't have to have these motherfuckers make the movie. I don't have to have these motherfuckers make their own version of their characters. I'm right here. I'm here. I'm telling you what it is, motherfucker. If you don't want it, well, guess what? I'm taking my ball to go somewhere. You better wait. You better wake up, Universal. You better wake up, Illumination Films. All right? Because you made big bucks with this movie. Nintendo is going to bite Universal and Illumination Films in the ass. They don't want that. If you don't. You don't. You don't. Now, if you do want that, that's funny that you made a good movie and Nintendo looks like they want to make a franchise. You say, no, our relationship ends here. Fuck me, a sequel. All these people want it, and it's sad that we might not get it just because of you, stupid piece of shit. Because you want to push an agenda. How are we going to tell the people? You know? Oh, how come there's no sequel to the Super Mario Brothers movie? Oh yeah, Nintendo bailed out mainly because Illumination Films and Universal was still being a piece of shit, trying to push the agenda like you see in Disney and Warner Brothers. There's a reason that stuff in Japan does not exist in Japan. It doesn't. It doesn't. Hollywood has tried to do that in Japan, and Japan is literally like, fuck off. Go fuck yourself. Why do you think sometimes when the Japanese games come out from Japan, they censor it? Why? Because they're salty. They're salty. They're salty. Oh, you mean to tell me we can't put our agenda where your country is? Well, then when your game comes here, we're gonna censor it. Ha ha ha! And then the gamers get what is it? The gamers get fucked over. And the moviegoers. The whole thing that I explained that if Universal is still going to act like this and Illumination Films, then Nintendo will just be like, I'm gone. And most likely, Nintendo is going to grab majority of that money. And I guarantee you, Universal, you're going to look at that and be pissed. I guarantee you will look at Illumination Films and be like, we're going to shut you down. We're going to shut you down just because of that. Look, when a company loses money like that, budget cuts. Businesses close inside the umbrella. So that's all I need to say about this whole thing, this whole fiasco. Nintendo saving the Super Mario Brothers movie. Tell me what you guys think down below. This is just my thoughts on the whole situation. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe if you're new. Share this video. And if you haven't watched Midnight's Edge, you should watch that video. The video is called The Super Mario Brothers humiliates Disney and establishes critics by something, So I didn't finish the whole title because it stops with by because the title's long and shit like that. It's not gonna show on YouTube. You just have to look at it all. And tell me what you guys think with this whole situation. It's bullshit, but I'm so happy that Nintendo stepped in and we got a good movie for it. We got a good movie for it. And now we're moving on up.